All right, so I got this one question, and this is for whoever. What is Black Lives Matter today? And for some, what was always Black Lives Matter? If I can describe Black Lives Matter right now in one sentence, Black Lives Matter is that mega church that everybody needs to get away from. And when you think about that, with all the corruption, the drama, the infighting, what pretty much goes on in really any church, you know where I'm coming from. And if I can come up with a name right now, it'll be the Black Lives Matter Church of Protest. Gone bad. And so just kind of picture this. You walk up in this church, huge church, and you might be one of those followers who sit all the way in the back. And the only thing you know to do is try to hurry up and, flip to the right page, wherever the pastor tell you to flip to in the Bible. And by the time you get there, he's moving on to another section. So when you think about Black Lives Matter, you got a lot of followers who's like that. They're just following the cause, thinking that what they're fighting for individually is really what they're fighting for, But Black Lives Matter, they just preach out this simple message that's supposed to cover everything wrong. But all they're doing is just preaching the same thing, and yet they get all these followers coming in droves. And now look at the situation right now. You got this big church talking about the BLM Church of Protest. You got 3 reverends. You know who I'm talking about, the 3 founders. And where we stand right now, these reverends not even showing up to their own church. I mean, it's kind of like they started writing on the wall and they cashed out, literally. You look at the collection plate. Everybody in the congregation know that you got at least $90 million. That's what they say. But to this day, right now, where's that money going to? And you already know about these type of pastors that they typically dip their hand into that collection plate and they pretty much buy whatever they want for themselves. And it's not going to the people who's actually praying for assistance. And all of a sudden, at least with one of the reverends, at least one of them, all these multiple houses pop up. And you really start to question, why am I here again? But a lot of people, they may have these questions in the back of their head, but they go anyway. They still go, they worship, despite what the pastor is doing. And you got to kind of take a step back. I'm talking about way out of the building and ask, what are these people really trying to preach to you? Because when you're actually in there, every time a young man gets shot, especially killed by a white police officer, very specific, that's when everybody in the front row start jumping up, hollering. I don't want to say praise, but that's when all the emotions come out. But yet, everybody in the back, most of them still be kind of sitting down. They might get up anyway, just to kind of fit in. And everybody in the back, they're kind of waiting for their turn to get up and shout, because Black America has a lot of other issues. And I feel like not all of Black America is in that church. BLM, Church of Protest, is not really preaching for all of Black America. And if I was a part of that church, even though I never was, I had to step away. There's no other way for me, especially when the 3 reverends who founded that church, they're no-show. They're nowhere to be found, nowhere to be seen. I don't know about anybody else, but I haven't heard a single spoken word ever since that one interview about one of the founders. And, she was trying to explain, what's up with all the houses that was bought. That should not be the position of a founder to have to explain, a financial situation. But you have these problems in these mega churches, really any church. I'm saying mega church because of, how big BLM has become. So fast, too. But this is exactly, kind of what I'm seeing, at least. I'm just putting out there, through my eyes, kind of what this so-called movement, or if you want to call it an organization, this is what it become. This is what it is right now. And I feel like in many cases, that's what it always has been. It's like a front to represent all of Black America. Black America got way more problems than just the dealings with the police. And I'm just being straight up about it. I feel like, to be honest, with Black Lives Matter, I think they did what they were supposed to do a long time ago. When they first started fighting for, the Trayvon Martins, which I don't even hear anybody from Black Lives Matter even talk about no more. And maybe that's for the better. I want to assume that the family of Trayvon, they just want to stay out of the public eye. And that's something even I can respect personally. And I'm hoping that's the case. But I felt like when Black Lives Matter first came around, pre-George Floyd, I think they did their job, just to bring awareness. But right now, they're bringing propaganda. Working side by side with the media, which, today, right now, I don't respect much of what the media is putting out there. I don't like the exploitation of these Black folks losing their kids. And I don't like the fact that the BLM Church of Protest is making all this money on the side because of these people. And BLM today, like I said, this mega church, this BLM mega church, there's a lot of people being exploited right now. And a lot of people not going to like what I'm saying. It don't necessarily matter. It's kind of like for anybody else who's anybody, just take a step back and look. If you're inside of that church of protest, you answer this. Why is the front row only jumping up when somebody's gunned down by the police, specifically somebody white? But when somebody's gunned down in the streets, nobody getting up. Now, even if I wanted to join, if something, like if some little girl or some little boy that's like 7 or 8 years old, innocent, getting gunned down, got nothing to do with the drama that's surrounding that, I would think people would want to jump up and praise to get justice, for those kids out there who's losing their lives for nothing. And inside that big mega church, nobody's standing up. Nobody's praising for justice for these kids and all the other problems with Black America. And I'm just, disappointed, really. As big as this church gotten, I don't feel like they represent all of Black America. And that's just what's straight up. People don't have to like what I just said, but don't get mad at the truth. Don't get mad. Don't deny the fact that Black on Black crime is real. Just like white on white crime, Asian on Asian, Hispanic on Hispanic. People talk about this all the time. But the BLM Church of Protest, it needs to shut down. I mean, there's no other way for me to put it. The 3 original reverends is not there no more. I don't hear them speaking out about anything now. Like I said, they cashed out. And since they cashed out, as far as I'm concerned, everybody else needs to check out.